Since I moved here, I worked a bunch of temp jobs.
Deal with like traffic.
I just
What it is, what it is. But y'all doing that to the serious place? I'll come here. I mean, there's something going on wrong. So change is going on. I love it. As far as me, from a business standpoint, the more business around here, the better for everybody. You know, then it give y'all some places those things to do.
Hey, my name is Autumn. I've lived here for a little over 3 years now. The economic development on Broad Street, I think, is sort of a good thing and sort of a bad thing. I think it's throwing out a lot of local businesses, but at the same time, it's bringing more prosperity to the local businesses that have hung on, have been able to get more growth from what's going on.
Or how it helps out with, you know, certain other businesses' commerce, you know, bringing more people around. But at the same time, it kind of kills that whole thing with, you know, mom and pop stores and makes it, you know, pretty shitty for them. So it's kind of like a 50-50.
College development, which is good for VCU and everything, but it also affects the community in so many different ways. The whole VCU-ness is getting to it, and they're just like, they want people to come here and see how great it is.
You know, Broad Street is interesting enough, but at the same time, it also bothers me with all the big, you know, businesses with VCU moving in with like all their stuff and demanding like all this space, Rams Hall, and there's all these businesses coming around and everything.
What if it was more developed towards individual businesses?
Well, it won't be, because VCU has no interest in that. I was under the impression that the fan, like, business association wouldn't let there be huge chains in the fan, really, like in that area. And I think that VCU circumvents that in a certain way.
I feel like they're trying to spruce it up towards the campus and just make it look better. The only problem with that is they're taking down a lot of the little shops that were there around, like the strip of all the food chains, like right here and stuff. They're just like taking them down, and I just feel like it's just killing the small little developments that once were there. So
the campus area kind of sucks. Why does the campus area suck? Because it's getting like, I mean, it's getting built up with a lot of chain restaurants. It doesn't really have much character. I mean, it's just like Five Guys, you can go anywhere. Qdoba, you can go anywhere and see a Qdoba, and you can go anywhere and see a Cold Stone.
And I feel like Rams Hall is kind of like a blight on that block, because the other buildings are so shitty. You know what I mean? Like everything except for like the VCU Student Media Center and Rams Hall is so shitty on that block. I really hate VCU's influence because I liked shitty Broad Street.
What makes Richmond cool is just how crappy some of the places are, and you know what I mean? Because it just gives it character.
A friend of mine lives in a building that used to just be like a burned out shell. I mean, I like wandered around that burned out shell, and that was cool. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of liked like how weird and foreboding it was, and now it's like, you know, like frat dudes playing flip cup. You know, it's not really the same. So I kind of like that in Richmond. Like, I have to drive to go to Taco Bell. You know what I mean? Or, like, I have to drive to go to McDonald's. Like from from where I was living. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. Like, I had to support local businesses. You know what I mean? That were like cash only or whatever. Right, and now all of a sudden, you know, there's like a Qdoba grill. But like, why go to Qdoba when I can go to Taqueria Loco and like hang out with a dude who's like talking about how he smoked a bowl on the roof and like we don't have any rice. I ate all the rice. Like, I'm more into that, you know. But like, I mean, I guess it could be a good thing in the long run.
It's a racially tense city because there's a big income gap with a lot of poor and rich people, and there's a lot of crime here. But there's a lot of good youth though. Good people.
I just graduated from VCU. I make under 20 grand a year.
My economic status has been shit since I moved here. I worked a bunch of temp jobs before I actually got a set job. I just now started making $7 an hour.
And here it's this gnarly looking homeless guy who I've never seen again, by the way. I have never seen him again in Richmond. Most of the homeless dudes you get to know, I don't know who this guy was.
When I first moved here, it was a lot more ghetto than it is now.
How do I feel about Broad Street? Well, you know, most big cities are going to have the, you know, area where it's kind of sketch to walk around like late at night.
Like when I first moved in to Richmond, I was living in Johnson, and like when I would walk down Broad Street by myself at night, I'd be like, damn, this is rough as shit. Like, this is some scary dudes sleeping in the doorway. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
distinctly when we were walking down Broad Street, that whole area, before it was developed, before it's what it is now, before Rams Hall was there and all the Cold Stone and all the Five Guys and whatnot, it was much more desolate than it is now. And I remember being very scared they were going to leave me behind. It's kind of a seedy street at times, but...
Depends on what side you're on.
Yeah, whatever. Everyday type of stuff. Some shit's gonna happen. Some dude's probably gonna rob you. Some dude's probably gonna take you for all you're worth.
I think they're going to do a lot for Broad Street right now.
I mean, I guess it could be a good thing in the long run.
Broad Street.
Broad Street?
Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Broad Street. Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Broad Street, but at the same time, I can't really deal with it. It's sketch, but, you know, there's worse places. Basically.